You understand? Hold on, man.
They don't know what's going on.
They never had my man.
Come get me, baby. Now, you think I have somebody I love in the bricks?
So, ain't no future in front, man. So, Ruby Rose was on the Adam Ross's stream or the show, and she says relationship was 100% real, but she lied about it for PR after he hurt her feelings. So, if you don't know, Drewski and Ruby Rose was in a relationship some time ago. Okay, now, I keep trying to explain to y'all there's only one religion that the modern woman is involved in. Now, this is a high priestess of this religion. And I previously called this baddie syndrome, and I said that it was like an infection. Feminism is pretty much an infection. It's a virus. It's on the same level as 28 days later. All right. Once you're infected, you're just done. You understand? And now with that, we have a new world order, right? At the top of that new world order, the women are no longer, even if they have a religion, they still worship this God first. The God is the bad bitch. And Ruby Rose is a high priestess in that religion, okay? So Ruby Rose, right? And this is a very unique thing, right? This is she is a Jedi level 304. We'll talk. A Jedi level 304. And I say that because this is the kind of woman who, again, get me wrong, she's an attractive woman, right? But this is the kind of woman that because she is famous, and I'm still not sure why she's famous. I think she's famous from social media. But anyway, but because she's famous, right? What women like this can do is pretty much create the thought, they plant the seed in your mind that there's something about me that's worth all the money in the world. I say that it's a Jedi mind trick because if you really think about it, right? And I talk about this because it is a fantasy. There is no large supply of all these men who have money to waste. And have money to just to trick off on you. There is no large supply of those men. So even if you got a nice body and you're a pretty girl, there is no one giving you a bunch of money to do nothing. This is some lottery type shit. You understand? But with a woman like this, right? And again, body is banging and she's an attractive woman. But you can find a woman that looks as good as Ruby Rose in your city. And she will cost way less than Ruby Rose. The only thing that would make sense, right? So when to pay this much, or whatever she's talking about is based off of celebrity. And I'm starting to realize that some guys do get off on being able to sleep with a celebrity. And I think that was a part of it, right? And another thing is, I forget what I said exactly about what I think went on between Drewski and Ruby Rose, but I'm gonna say something a little bit different now. What I want to talk about is actually how life actually goes. So she's admitting, like women do every single day on the internet now, unabashedly, don't gotta be ashamed. Oh yeah, So I actually lied about that to make them look bad. A lot of men don't understand that this is something that women find okay. It's completely fine to tell a white lie, an almost lie, a half lie, or a whole lie about someone that you laid down with and that you was intimate with just to make yourself look good. So we have that going on, right? But also, again, ladies, it doesn't matter how you look. One of the reasons why women like Ruby Rose will never have a man is because you don't deserve to have a man. These people are not good people. All the baddies you see online, right? All the Instagram baddies they are still fine. I think Johnny Blaze fine as hell. What's Chayla's way? I don't know. I said her name. I think Chayla or Chelsea. She's still fine as hell. Okay, all these women are fine as hell. Bernice Burgos, now almost 50 years old, still fine. Right? None of these women have men. Because you got to think about cause and effect. It was the causes you made. And because the kind of person you are, you wind up with nothing. Because you made the wrong choices in life, right? And more and more, it's becoming clearer, just especially for black men in particular. Yo, you gotta let go. You gonna have to rethink what relationships are, what the process is to getting into a relationship, which I think that's what men are doing right now. Because a lot of men, especially 30, if they're 30 plus, and the hormones then came down, and you're just not as horny. Because women, you need men to be horny for you to get anything off. Once that man either is tired of screwing you, or he not horny, and he got some clarity going on, that's when he drops some truth on your head top. Okay, but anywho, let's go ahead and listen to what Beloved got to say. Fair use.
The public. Okay, so I guess here's the honesty moment.
Oh shit.
You know this.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, me and Drew were really in a relationship, and I said it was PR because he pissed me the fuck off and hurt my feelings. So yeah, but that was really lame of me and embarrassing that I shouldn't have said that. But it was like I had to stand on it. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's in the past now, and we're friends and we're cool still. And we've known each other for like 10 years, like since high school type shit. So it's like we're always gonna be friends. So I just want to clear it up because he was really bothered by that. But everything, like the public. Okay, so I guess here's the honesty moment.
Oh shit.
You know this.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, me and Drew were really in a relationship,
and what she was trying to do was she was trying to invoke thoughts in your mind about the fat nigga tax, and she because of her, actually, I think Media Man did a show on the fat nigga tax. Don't get me wrong, there is a fat nigga tax, and I'm not saying that. Well, and again, I guess maybe I'm not fully paid it. I've always had women. Now I may have baddies like Ruby Rose and nothing like that, but always had me a little emotion. Always had me a little emotion in the ocean, you understand. But I think it was interesting. It was important. Their relationship was important because I think that it highlighted a few different things. First of all, that real talk, this is how those pairings that y'all want actually will work out. Because the niggas who can get their hands on that kind of bread look like Drewski. They're not going to be the most glamorous looking guys. You know what I'm saying? But not only that, what she wanted to play on was how could someone like me want to be with someone like him? Because realistically, listen, I don't think anyone is really that fine. You know what I'm saying? No one, in terms of, if you really think about like someone being like perfect looking, right? Whereas like, it's like those women you see where like, this girl got on no makeup. You're like, wow, this is a really nice looking person. And you're like, wow, this is a really nice looking person. No one's really, aside from me. You see, I'm really handsome. You know what I mean? I'm a really like good looking guy. Sorry. I don't have those kind of problems. You know what I'm saying? Oh, where's my soundboard? You know what? Hold on. You know what?
Come and get me, baby. If I snap my fingers, you forget that you ever did. Exactly.
Wait, no, stop.
Yes.
No, stop.
You know how much I love y'all? My neighbors are downstairs arguing, and I usually listen out for this because the Spanish girl she's really passionate about whatever she's complaining about. And I should pause this shit just so I can hear it, but I'm not going to do that. But anyway, like I was saying before. So I'm just saying, like realistically, like this is how, first of all, just in general, right? I think I think her name was Lorraine. Her name was Lorraine SD now, right? One of the finest girls I've ever seen. Beautiful woman, right? The dude she was with before her husband now was some fat nigga. All right. And trust me, she loved him, you know what I mean, and his little pee-pee because they sex tapes online and that shit look crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Pause. I'm just saying. But trust me, she wanted to be in that relationship because that's how it's always been. All right. And don't get me wrong, to a certain degree, when women talk about looks not mattering that much, it's mostly because you got to realize that women can be attracted to other things, right? But also want to point the fact that don't let women think that it's any one thing that's going to make you foolproof, because men look to have a foolproof plan or something that guarantees them the highest level of success. And the thing is that when you say a success rate, you're talking about logic, where you can predict this is going to happen based on this, right? And no matter what the order you try to put in place, depending on what her problems are, she will always fuck it all up, or she'll fuck up that order, or she'll flip everything on his head, i.e. Tom Brady's wife divorcing him. Her saying, "Oh, you think because you immortalized me because I'm your wife and you took care of me and you were one of the most successful ball players ever. You think you're going to have me as your wife? No, I'm now as you're retired. F you, dude. I'm out of here. I'm abandoning you. You know what I'm saying? So I can go be someone else, someone's basically someone's side chick or someone's good time. Because those women get divorced to become some young guy's good time or some broke dude's good time. Whenever women listen, if she's lucky enough to get a top percent dude, it will happen maybe once or twice in her lifetime, especially a guy that is at that level and wants to be with her in a serious relationship. Because that really doesn't happen anymore because, again, the internet ruined everything. Because women, they go online, talk too much, and they allow themselves to be influenced by the internet. Because it's very simple to get around all these problems. You know how you can get around all this stuff, women? Be a good person. Really go study being a good person for the sake of being a good person and have the faith that if I'm a good person, good things will happen to me. A lot of you women think you can be a good person sometimes. That's that chaos where you think that you're supposed to always be switching it up. It's like women always want to change their hair. I understand wanting to switch it up here and there, but if a woman changes her hair or has a desire to change how she does her hair all the time, if you know what I'm saying, if she don't give her hairstyle a good couple of weeks or a month, it's one thing if like she got a photo shoot or she got an event or she on a vacation and maybe she got her hair done a certain way and took it out, right? But for the most part, it is normal for a woman to rock her hair at least a couple of weeks or that hairstyle for at least a couple of weeks, unless it's the kind of hairstyle, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's braids, you sweat your braids out. I don't know. Stuff like that. If she's always changing the color of the hair, her look and whatnot, those are signs that broad is crazy. No sane woman thinks like that. She just doesn't think, oh, yo, you know what? I should have pink hair. I want to have pink hair. Or basically all these super alternate colors. I hate seeing that shit. Do you understand?
I just
want to play dance part with Beyonce. But anyway, so we'll leave that there, man. What we got? So I came across this John a little bit earlier, man. I wanted to read this, man. It says, Issa Debate was on Spiritual Word. It says, is dating really trash or is it just the people that you friend zone treated you better than the people you actually attracted to? So we're going to keep expanding on, and listen, if the ladies see it, if the guys see it and whatnot, share with someone so they have a better understanding. So I want to break down the impact of that because it leads us into our next topic, right? Which is this right here. I don't know these people like this. Her name is Layton Green. Okay, I'm gonna make the picture a little bit bigger. So she has children with an artist. His name is Golden Styles, and the tweet says, having 2 kids by a man that never wanted me to have his kids got to be the most hurtful ish ever. And he's constantly reminding me he never wanted this life with me. Call me dumb for choosing my kids. I don't give a F. Y'all normalize abortions too much, and not everyone just okay with running to the clinic. Y'all are weird, and you a man, so shut the F up. So, because somebody wrote, so it's not just Anthony Edwards, BM. It's more you dumb asses out here. And she says, the man wanted kids until it actually happened. Men will sell you a fairy tale. Let's not forget that. Be dumb for actually believing a man and trying to love a man through everything. It's cool. I don't need prayers. I don't need sympathy. So here she is by herself with the classic, which is pretty much this defines our whole generation of women right here, which is the woman who gets into a relationship where that when it comes to taking maternity pictures, she has to stand there alone because of the man she had that child for or had really had that child with. So what we're going to keep expanding on is the fact that women, especially modern women, especially black women, are not attracted to guys who are actually good people, right? So if you're a black guy, for the most part, you know that you are always compared to, or you are always in competition with the gutter snipe, you know what I'm saying, with the hood ninja, with the street dude, you know what I'm saying. Even when you was growing up, you like that was always the guy who got the most love, right? So which also leads us into the love at the lockup portion of the show. That show is a case study that they're, first of all, these aren't unique cases where this is 1 or 2 guys who got a girl outside waiting for them. There's a whole industry, entire websites where you can date an inmate. Why would you want to date an inmate? That I don't know. It sounds like you're looking for trouble, right? But there's a whole industry around that, right? So, but in the case of Black people, it's interesting how when these guys got out of jail, they have a woman that's dolled up with makeup on waiting for them. Not only waiting for them, she's not waiting for them so she can go on a date with them. She's waiting for him to get out of jail so she can give him this box. That's the main thing. If the woman's the one on the outside, that's the main thing going on. She waiting for him to get out so she can give him that box. All right. She looking, she want to know it, like what it's hitting for. And later on in the show, we're going to get into that too, because for the most part, that's always the expectation, because that's all that all them kind of dudes can give is the pipe. And I'm starting to realize, you know what, yo, real talk, when it comes to like love and desire, you rather be that guy. All right. Because again, your relationship, it hinges solely on how she was raised and what she raised to believe in anything righteous. Because if not, she won't be able to understand that life is more than what makes you feel good and what's convenient for you. She'll have less of an idea of what's good for her, which is another reason why Black girls, yo, y'all get this don't do good with choosing men for the first party life. Kevin Samuels, he did a show and he talked about how women punish the men in their future for what happened in their past. And it wasn't so I got my previous relationship that I learned that women don't really get over things. Because I was in that relationship that she wanted to punish me for her father and her ex-husband for all the things they didn't do, right? Because she never got closure or got things off her chest, or never got no sense. It's another thing too. When people don't get satisfaction from the individual they have a problem with, a lot of times, yo, they'll hold on to it forever, and they wind up in a loop because nothing's going to make you feel better, except for one, making the choice to move on from something. A lot of people will try to use their parents as a reason to kind of like not grow up, because they want to think that, man, this would have went better if I could have got this from my father, or I could have got this from my mother and whatnot. And when I got older, it was when and I always was grateful, right? But it was one day, I never forget this morning. It's when I first started working at the job, and and I was finally making enough money to be able to, for one, have money and be able to support myself and live on my own. And I was riding to work, and I'm like, man, I'm riding this nice car, and I'm going to my good job. And I was like, yo, I'm kind of like making it. I'm kind of, because in my mind, because I leveled up a lot from where I just was. That was a big step up for me. You know what I'm saying? That was like over $20,000 increase per year. You understand? That was a huge deal, and it still is. So and in that moment, I realized, like, yo, my family did something right, and everything they did is a part of how I became successful today. Because anything could have happened to me, right? But that's what I mean by the spiritual journey. And unfortunately, when our women, or when Black women get in these relationships, and again, it's just my theory that, yo, y'all don't really want to be in a relationship, because you always choose the kind of man that's never going to be never going to be a husband, never going to be a good husband, or he's just not fit for the job. But I believe that y'all choose these men for a few different reasons. For one, because he's going to help you and basically he's going to also sabotage the relationship, right? So for one, you always get your stimulation, because women have to outgrow having drama or have unnecessary drama in their own lives. You have to find other outlets for excitement and stimulation. If you feel as though you can only have excitement and stimulation from negative things happening in your actual life, you have problems. Men, if you find yourself arguing, having serious fights and arguments where hurtful things are said, or this woman acts like she's actually mad at you on a regular basis, get away from her. She's holding you back. Because what that is that's bad behavior, and she's choosing to not grow up, and she can't get better if you keep forgiving it. And that's the one more thing I wanted to mention about what the thing with Drewski and Ruby Rose. a part of the 304 mindset, a part of the religion of the bad bitch is that nothing they do is ever completely wrong, and it's always okay. And me and this man are friends. They always assure you that them and some man are friends, even though women and men cannot be friends in the same way that women and women are friends, or men and men are friends, because it's not natural. You can have a relationship and you can have a friendship, but not like we buddy. She said that because it makes what she, because first of all, she defamed him. She made him look lame. She made him look husky. She inferred that why would I be with such a husky man, a man that has so much mass, a man full of mass. That's what she was suggesting. But anyway, going back to this right here, I wanted to speak on it because we have to stop letting women get away with talking about a bad outcome as if they were tricked. Because she said, yeah, well, that's what I get for believing a man. Y'all can't be telling us that y'all are bosses, the most educated, that y'all are better leaders, that black men don't know anything, black men can't lead the community, black men need to do X, Y, this all these different things, but you're also telling me that like a child, because again, you'll never understand women if you can't see the parallels between them and children. When women say that, they're saying that they are unable to tell when someone is a bad person. Like when you're a child. When you're a child, you're not able to tell when someone has bad intentions. Why? Because you're a child. Yo, y'all gotta grow the hell up, man, and make the effort. Y'all gotta make that cool, because that's why y'all can't get anything. Because again, y'all have embraced this selfish mindset. Because don't get me wrong, this is also a part of that selfish mindset, because a part of the baddie religion, the religion of the bad bitch, also says you can do whatever you want when it comes to love and war. Even if it's not a good relationship, get pregnant and have a child. You had several opportunities to get rid of that child, or several opportunities to prevent pregnancy. You can always have a plan B. All right, I understand she don't want to go to the clinic or nothing like that, right? But talking about that, fam, I don't hear nothing about that being your husband. There is no need to have kids if y'all not married. It's simple as that. But again, black women and modern women don't want marriage and relationships. She sees you the way a kid sees a good parent. Do you really think that a kid sees a good parent and what they experience with a good parent as a positive thing? They may have an idea that it's positive, right? They have an idea that's positive, right? But do they really want this? Does it resonate with them? That's going to be a good thing. Think about when you was 10 years old and someone says, "Hey, I'm gonna put a spell on your parents, and your parents are gonna have really good jobs, and they're gonna spend a lot of time with you, and they're gonna put you in activities, and you guys are gonna go on a few trips a year together, in the woods, and go fishing. You're gonna go learn this, you're gonna learn that. You're gonna have a bedtime, but when you get older, you'll be really happy. You'll have your own place, a nice car, and all this type of stuff. I can tell you all these things you're going to get from having this good parent. And you, as a 10-year-old, may make the decision of you can have that, or I can have the parent that works 3 jobs and they ain't never home. So that means that I can go have sex in the house. I'm gonna lie. When I was a teenager, I would probably choose the broke parent with 3 jobs that ain't never home. Why? Because I want the freedom. I want to be able to do what I want to do. And black women have to outgrow that shit. No one can do whatever they want to do. I went from having complete control of my schedule, and I relinquished that to gain something greater, because I know how to work at 24 hours. I go to work. I go to work. I go hustle, and then I'll come home and come do this. You understand? So we're gonna go ahead and do one couple. So we're gonna leave that there. Maybe we'll do some Drake tomorrow. We're already at the 47-minute mark and everything, so we'll do some Drake tomorrow. More than likely. Let's go ahead and get to this next John, man. Hold on, man. All right, I'll be back.